Hey, hey, Sagittarius. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring in your November 2025 bonus reading. Now, today's session is all about uncovering your sacred shifts and divine gifts. We'll take a look at messages from your spiritual teachers, what they would like to share with you. We'll dive into the energy that would like to be transformed, as well as guidance that can help you step into greater alignment this month. And happy birthday to those of you sun sign Sagittarians out there. All right. Spiritual teachers coming through. You have White Eagle. This is about your lineage, your family, your bloodline. There may be a family wound or pattern that can finally be healed. Yeah, you have the Ace of Truth, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool card coming through here. This has to do also with your stability, your safety, your security, your sense of belonging, your sense of tribe. That's what's shifting here for you. You are inviting in space into that beautiful heart of yours because you have Lady Nada coming through. And she is all about the heart. She's all about heart activation here. You are awakening and accepting divine love. You're making space for love because oftentimes when we've gone through challenge, when we have gone through health issues, financial loss, if there's been trauma, if we've gone through periods of instability, we tend to put a little barrier up around that heart center. And for many of you, you've been chipping away. You've been working on self-development and your own personal growth. You are becoming more aware of who you are and of your own triggers. I see that you have come a long way on your path here, Sag. This is about reciprocity, giving and receiving with balance in all areas of your life, especially when it comes to perhaps your family or the people that you work with. This could be a group or a community of people. You have worked on setting some good boundaries, perhaps working on people pleasing, excuse me, but also you've been working on not allowing other energies to drain you or even take advantage of you. This is about you stepping into your power here and really shining your light because you are a beacon of light and many people are attracted to that light within you. You may even be called to be a healer in some capacity, maybe even in your professional life. I see that you could be a caregiver. Some of you may have even taken care of a loved one or an elderly parent, or you may have witnessed someone transitioning into the heavenly realms. I see that someone could have been holding the hand of a parent or of a loved one as they've transitioned. But I also see here, Sag, that you have mediumship abilities and you may be connecting with Hilarion here, who brings in divine healing. And that's where that vibration, that frequency is really activated within you because as you have been healing, you've also been healing your lineage. You've been healing your family patterns. And if you are a parent or if you have clients or perhaps you are teaching others, you are coming to this point in your life where your teachings are rippling out. Your choices are rippling out into the universe. You're honoring your sensitivity here, but allowing yourself to retreat and charge in order to regain your equilibrium, if you will. Feels like you've been pushed and pulled in many different angles, but it's okay to take some downtime for you. So checking in with yourself, checking in with your body. How am I feeling at this time? How am I, perceiving this situation? Because there may be some subconscious fears that are showing up for you, but it feels like you are handling them in a different way than you have in the past. Your light can support others, and that's what I was picking up on here. So White Eagle, you may even benefit from drumming circles or working with, this could be shamanism or practices that have to do with cleansing the energy through like sage or Palo Santo. I'm also getting sound frequencies, so singing bowls, tuning forks, things of that nature, even bells. Some of you may be contemplating cleansing your energetic space or your home environment, even your car, and taking a little bell and going around your space and cleansing through sound frequencies is what I'm getting here. Bonfires, I mean, you are a fire sign, Sagittarius. So if you are wanting to have like a bonfire and gather with your loved ones, or maybe this is a bonfire or even a cozy fire that you have in your own home. If you have a fireplace, you may be feeling called to really connect to your fire energy this month. So if that is something you want to do, maybe even lighting some candles, if that is your thing. So working with that fire magic is going to be beneficial. All right. So Lady Nada is reminding you that there is divine love, even when it's felt difficult to love perhaps certain people in your life. This could be people that have struggled with their own mental health, struggled with their own traumas, their own inner child. But I see here that there's acceptance that you don't have to take on their stuff, or you don't have to play a certain role that maybe you've played in the past of overgiving or trying to fix, or at times even controlling the outcome. It feels like there is this deepening of acceptance within you, and you're saying, wait a second, I need to rein in my energy. The only thing I can control is how I react, how I respond, and how I perceive this situation. And that makes the world of difference, because it means that you are the one that is holding your own power. And by doing so, you are feeling empowered here. So the heart activation is happening. There may even be forgiveness, acceptance here, or a greater spiritual understanding of why people have behaved in certain ways or why certain things have happened in the way that they have. But if you have a loved one in spirit, because that is coming through here, you may be receiving messages through your dreams, through lights flickering. This could be through pennies, through animals. I'm also getting someone has an animal that may have crossed over, and November or even December could be significant, where you could smell them. You could hear the little pattering of their nails on the floor. You may even be called to work with animals more this month. So let's dive in and take a look at what your higher self wants you to know. You have here the Four of Pentacles. All right, this is a big release taking place. Now, Four of Pentacles is about a need for stability, right? Emotional stability, financial stability, but it feels like you're letting go or releasing something that has been uncertain, unknown, or even very heavy. The Four of Pentacles can also be about that mindset. And I feel like you are opening up your mindset here. And instead of focusing on perhaps what has been lost, or focusing on like scarcity, this can even be a poverty conscious mindset. And this may even be buried subconsciously, where you may not even have been aware that you were hanging on to things. This could be hanging on to certain attachments, certain beliefs, especially around money, around abundance, around your health. But I see that things are coming up to the surface for you at this time in order for you to feel, so you can heal, so you can release. Because as you step into this next chapter, this next trip around the sun, Sag, I feel like you are kind of weighing up your priorities and what's important to you, what you pay homage to. And there is a balance between your own personal well-being and, the material world in some capacity here. So your higher self wants you to know that you have the ability to create this sense of inner safety, inner security, despite what's going on in your outer world. The message I'm getting here is every little thing, and I think this is a song. Is this a Bob Marley song? Every little thing is going to be okay. So you may have been worried or concerned about your material world, about, your bills, or about your career. And I keep hearing here every little thing. And that also connects to the musical frequencies, because some of you could be musicians. Perhaps you love listening to music. You could be connecting more with your ear chakras, right? You may even feel sensitive in your ear chakras where sounds feel heightened. It could even be that you've had maybe even a sinus infection that has contributed to like your ears, your nose, your throat. So what I'm getting here is every little thing is going to be okay. All of those stressors, whatever you've been worrying about, there's healing taking place here, even if you can't see it. So let's dive into the block. What's getting in the way of hearing this message clearly? The Ace of Swords. This can be miscommunication. It can be your logical mind. It can be overthinking things to the point where we're going down rabbit holes, believing in stories that are lies, or believing in stories of fear, instead of focusing on, the truth of a situation is you're not stuck, or you have the ability to come up with an action plan, come up with a solution here to come in with a new sense of understanding, right? A new sense of awareness here. So if there has been communication issues, I feel like this is getting cleared up this month, which is interesting because we also have Mercury going retrograde in your sign, Sag. So again, it may feel confusing when it comes to communication. Like, am I going to get that job? Or are me and the family member that I've been struggling with, are we going to come up with some sort of an agreement? Or will there be negotiations here? So it feels like there's a lot of uncertainty that's been causing you to feel like things are going to crumble. Things are going to maybe fall apart at times. So remember, your higher self is saying there is balance coming in here. There is this sense of stability and security within. Trust in that, because things are starting to unfold for you. And what is the mirror? You have the Fool. So how is this being reflected in your life? You are being asked to not only think outside the box, but go down the rabbit hole in a new direction. Instead of the fear-based rabbit hole, let's go down the rabbit hole of love. What's possible here? What opportunities open up when we are manifesting from a heart center versus a fear center? And the Fool is all about new beginnings. It is all about self-discovery, curiosity. It is the soul self. And this is about you peeling back the layers of fear and saying, okay, yes, this may feel a bit scary. Yes, this is a new start, a new beginning here for me. But I have what it takes to not only succeed, but I have what it takes to create stability in my life, whatever that may be or look like for you. Now, the Fool energy also as a mirror tells me that many of you have been trying to communicate, trying to put out your resumes, or trying to connect to love or invite friendships in. And it feels like the Fool is here saying, this is it. It's your divine timing here, your month, your moment to really shine. Many of you are, stepping into your season if you are a sun sign Sag. And I see that this is a turning point for you. I'm also getting here a big birthday. So perhaps this is a milestone or a monumental birthday for some of you. I mean, it could, of course, be like the big 4-0, the big 5-0, but it could also be that you have lived to a certain age where maybe that number held some sort of cell memory for you. Perhaps you had a parent who had crossed over at that age and you have hit this age here. It feels like there is some sort of monumental energy around a birthday. Now, what is the shift? What needs to be embraced or even released for clarity and growth? You have the Wheel of Fortune. This is beautiful energy when it comes to what we're embracing here, because it means that you are moving forward here. You're stepping out of old patterns, old loops, old stories that have been going round and round and round, right? This is represented by the White Rabbit. And it feels like the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, he's always running around feeling like he's late. So some of you, it may be divine timing that has felt a bit stressful, right? Felt a bit stressful as you've been trying to leap into this new beginning, this new energy, but it's here. I mean, you have the Ace of Swords. So even though this offer, this invitation, this beginning is opening up for you, it may not exactly be what you had originally thought, but if you are open to co-creating with your biggest manifesting partner, right, with spirit, saying, Spirit, okay, I am opening up this portal towards this new timeline and I accept this or something better. I always say that because yes, we have a focus, but sometimes we need to open up that focus to allow energies that are meant for our highest good to show up. So I always say, all right, Spirit, this, because that's where I'm focused my energy, but or something greater, because I trust that I am allowing life to unfold for my highest good. And sometimes that may look a little bit different than the original vision. So I do see here that you have learned some karmic lessons, some karmic cycles, but that wisdom that we talked about here in the beginning, it feels like you have learned a lot and you get to break the chain. You get to break the cycle here of maybe family trauma, or if this has been around career or financial instability here, I see that many of you are either digging yourself out of debt or you are moving into more financial freedom. This could also be feeling better about your health because you are the one that is consciously making choices that are altering and shifting your destiny here. So what is the gift? The Five of Wands. The Five of Wands as a gift is actually quite powerful because it means that even though there is adversity, because there is on this earthly plane, right? Everybody is seeing life through their lens of experience, through their conditioning, the Hierophant energy, right? Everybody sees things through what their values, their beliefs are. And that at times 100% is going to clash with other individuals because not everyone thinks the same way. But what I see you doing here, the gift is being able to rise above that adversity here. And you can agree to disagree. You can accept. You can rise to the occasion or rise to the fear here. And you're able to see it from a bird's eye view. In this case, it is the flamingos, right? And flamingos carry such a beautiful, eloquent energy. You have the pink of the heart center, the soft pink and the white. You know, flamingos often balance on one foot. So there's this beautiful balance energy coming in after a lot of struggle. The Five of Wands can be competition. It can be, adversity. It can be criticism, drama, or even unnecessary conflict. But this is something that you are rising above, and that's the gift here for you. Now, I'm also getting that some of you may have been targeted due to some form of adversity here. Maybe it's ageism or sexism. It could be race. It could be where you've come from, your experiences. Something here, it feels like you've been targeted or you've had a target on your back. But I see that, again, you're rising above this and you're saying, this doesn't have to be my story. Like I have the ability to break out of this cycle that maybe was difficult for others to do in the past, or perhaps I'm the first one to break out of this cycle in this family or in this job or regarding, my health. But you have a different story than those individuals, right? And you are powerful. You are magnetic at this time. And the integration here is the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is about past pain receding and hope emerging because you've gone through disappointment, you've gone through loss, you've gone through heartache, you've even gone through a period where there was some bitterness or even anger. You may have even questioned your own faith, questioned your purpose. Like, why did this happen to me? Or if, the universe was listening, why would that person have crossed over in the way that they did? Or why did that struggle happen? But I see that you now have this deepening of your own faith, of your own higher self, your own abilities, your own strength, your own power. So this is a beautiful place to be when you have this Five of Cups as you're coming out of, as you've integrated your challenges, your struggles, and you're weaving them into your life and saying, I can move forward here now. I don't have to be stuck here in this dynamic of lower frequencies or trauma, or just feeling like I'm in debt. When am I going to get out? Or feeling like I'm in conflict with the people I work with, or the people I live with, or my family upbringing, whatever it is for you, right? You're going to know what this Five of Cups is. Some sort of regret, betrayal, disappointment, depression, bitterness, but you've sat in it. You've allowed yourself to sit in it. You've allowed yourself to learn, to grow, to heal. And now it's time where this is about hope emerging, because the Five of Cups as the integration is saying, now you get to speed things up. The mock turtle actually is like a hybrid between a turtle and a donkey, it looks like, but you are moving forward. That mock turtle is actually quite quick. So after a period of slow healing for some of you, you get to see things start to speed up here. So this is really beautiful. Let's look at the final message from your future self. You have here, rise and shine. And as I read the name, or as I read shine, I actually was shown the name Shane. So perhaps your name is Shane. This could be a loved one, someone that you're connected with, or even someone that may show up in the near future. That could be a significant soul mate or an important person in your life. Now it says here, it's your time to shine your light. When you shine your light and rise into your full power, you allow many others to do the same. You were not born to be like others. That's what we just talked about here. You were not born to be like others. Be you. No one is perfect. Let that idea go. It's time to put yourself out there in the world. Take a risk. Your action. Be fully yourself. No more holding back your light. Stand up, speak up, shine, baby, shine. Your mantra for the month ahead. I am divinely made. I am imperfectly perfect. Today, I step fully into my divine self. Remember what I said earlier about kind of chipping away at the exterior of the heart, the walls that we put up? Because you've been in that process here of healing and working on opening up. This can be love after loss. It can be renewed hope after rejection or after struggle. I see that that's what this energy is all about for you. That's what your future self is reminding you. It's really time to shine your light, step into this new timeline. You have the help here of ancestral wisdom. You are breaking out of cycles or patterns. You may even have a community here of support that is backing you up. And if you don't have a community, that's what you're making space for, is to say yes to your people, to say yes to receiving that reciprocity. So Sag, this next trip around the sun for you is quite profound because you've gone through some of the hardest challenges of your life. And I do feel like this next dynamic or this next chapter that you are moving into feels a lot lighter. It feels more balanced. It feels more peaceful. That is what I have for you, beautiful Sagittarians. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the message, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.